burns inside. I stand my ground, won't let it slide. If you doubt my point, you'll hurt my pride. I'll argue forever, no need to hide. When it all goes wrong and it burns inside, I stand my ground, won't let it slide. If you doubt my point, you'll hurt my pride. I'll argue forever, no need to hide. I'm a libertarian. I fight for the rights of every man. I am a libertarian. And fight 'cause I'm right, fight 'cause I'm right. When I know what's wrong and I know what's right, I'll debate all day and I'll win the fight. 'Cause deep in my mind I got clarity. Being right's the only thing that matters to me. I am a libertarian. I fight for the rights of every man. I am a libertarian. And fight 'cause I'm right, fight 'cause I'm right. I know what's wrong and I know what's right. I'll debate all day and I'll win the fight. 'Cause deep in my mind I got clarity. Being right's the only thing that matters to me. I am a libertarian. I fight for the rights of every man. I am a libertarian. And fight 'cause I'm right, fight 'cause I'm right. I am a libertarian. I fight for the rights of every man. I am a libertarian. And fight 'cause I'm right, fight 'cause I'm right. I am a libertarian.
What is up, y'all?
How you doing?
There's Casey. Negative 500 to Casey for sliding in last minute. Welcome, welcome.
There you go. Now you can hear me. My bad, guys.
Late, muted. You got all the problems. Are you doing your imitation of me tonight?
Yes. Well, no, more of Cash. And not of you, but of Cash.
You're mixing the two. All the buttons are wrong and you're late. What's up, Chris? Hey, Rick. Might stream and share Rumble in a bit too. Nice. Welcome, everybody. Please share. People are sliding in here. Excellent. Excellent. So welcome to the Friday Night Fiasco. Are you smarter than a politician? And yeah, minus 209 to Casey for coming in muted. Well done, Chris. Excellent. And yeah, so the Friday Night Fiasco. Are you smarter than a politician? Your favorite game show on Friday night on my feed. And I'm loading some stuff up as we go. We're all kind of sliding in here. So we got Casey back. We've got Blair back. And our new contestant tonight is Jack Danger. So welcome, Jack. You want to introduce yourself to everybody and tell them about your excellent podcast?
Yeah, thank you. My name is Jack Danger, and I'm a co-host of the Secret America podcast with my co-host James Clary. And it's it's where we kind of talk about the different conspiracies and the things that the media won't share with you because they're either too corrupt or too afraid. So we try to give people the real news, and you can see it, on Rumble or on any major podcast station. It's a lot of fun. It's interesting, and we put out a new episode every Saturday, so check it out.
How long you been doing that show?
Actually, we've only been doing it for about 7 or 8 months now.
Okay, that's awesome. You got a nice following on there, I noticed, so that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Joe says plus 100 to Casey for being muted, plus 200 if he turned off his video too. Chappie's here. There she is.
I'll take that 200. I just turned off my video. Thank you.
Does that get you back to even already? So, Blair, you're on the road. What are you doing, man?
So I'm traveling out to see my dad in Phoenix and, spend some time with him since my mom passed away. So looking forward to that. It's, Tom Homan is definitely making a run here in Texas. The Border Patrol was everywhere today. Made traveling a little bit slower, a little bit harder.
Wow. While I got you on solo shot here, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody, what you're up to on X and all that?
So hopefully everybody knows who I am. I'm Burn T Ranch. But I also have a podcast. It's been on hold since I had my pacemaker installed back in October, but I'm planning on relaunching that. It's the Burning Truth on Rumble. So I've got that upcoming, and no firm dates yet. I've got to figure out a more professional studio, but I anticipate that relaunching in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and it may be something that I start doing on a daily basis, doing a rundown of the daily news and kind of the top highlights that Fox or CNN isn't telling you about.
Excellent. Can't wait to see that come back, and glad you're healthy and all of that too.
Yeah. And hey, I apologize for the view. I had to switch devices last minute. So I'm doing this from an iPad on a lean.
That's all right. You had the sweet setup last time, so you went from first to worst, but that's okay. Actually, no, Joe Hanush is the worst we've ever had. So and his phone melts pretty much every time he's on the show. So that's a very low bar that you easily cleared. So David said that he wanted to watch tonight, but he didn't know that Casey was going to be on. So yeah, that's
Hater.
You're at least in his top 5 favorite Caseys would be my guess.
I think so.
And at least you're definitely all of our favorite Caseys spelled with 15 different vowels and letters you don't usually see in the name Casey. So
hey, it's unique. It gets spelled wrong 99% of the time, so I'll take
it. Jack, we have a rule on here that if you want to give or take away points from Casey, you have to spell his name incorrectly. So
that should be easy then.
Yeah, people do a good job on that one. So welcome, Alyssa. Thanks for joining us. Scientific's here, plus 100 to Burnin for having the same camera angle as the Hubble telescope.
That's good.
Scientific's been on the night shift, so he's not been here. So this is a joy to have Scientific back wrecking the chat. So yeah, Casey's family lineage will be very easy to trace. Yeah, even the FBI guys got it figured out how to spell it by this point. So it's good for all of us. So Clint's here. Welcome, Clint. And all right, so let me jump into it here. Welcome to Are You Smarter Than a Politician? And it's the #1 rated game show at 8 p.m. for people 36 to 48 who refuse to play by the rules. And please share this out. We're on, I don't know where we're on, YouTube, Rumble, X. I think that might be it. We're on a bunch of them, but Terry's doing a great job trying to get our Rumble going. So if you're on Rumble, please share. We can see the chat from all of those. We're trying to have a presence on Free Speech Rumble, so please help us out with that. There's the YouTube. There's the Rumble. Joining us tonight, as always, the great Casey. Casey, you want to introduce yourself? I'm only going to give you 3 seconds because you were late, though.
Yeah. I'm Casey Rasmussen. American versus Government on X.
That was it. You're done. All right. And Burnin' T, we introduced Burnin' T here. Burnin' T is, I can't even see this. Burnin' T Ranch is the X handle there. Oh, there it is. It's big on
I like that background pic.
Very nice. Yep. He goes fancier places. You can't tell it by the jail cell he's in right now, but he goes to a lot of fancy places, according to his profile pics. And there's Jack Dangers right there. Your background pic not so colorful.
No, it's not. It's functional though.
Functional, yeah, but I do get the instruction in it. The arrow is pretty clear, but well done on that part.
Thank you. That's what I was hoping for. I just wanted to make it as easy as possible for people to know what to do.
You've been on X long enough to know that that's actually probably the best idea right there, is to make it ridiculously simple.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. We got some comments. Andy says that Casey has the blackest white name ever.
That's okay.
Really?
That's a good one.
Andy says, relax, ladies. I'm here. David says -300 to Jack for having a decent looking patriotic background.
He's jealous.
Casey's family used to advise the Russian imperial family. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but it could be. Who knows? All right. So And then the lovely Terry Batts is Batts T76, the producer of the show and the brains of the operation. All complaints go to Batts T76. So just, go ahead and just stick those there. And she's part of the Rhino Removal Project. Let's pretend I said that right. I Am Freedom, For Us, For All. And the show, which I never post anything on, is Freedom Uncut. And my son, who helps us out, is Mini Free For Us. Did you say something, Terry?
No, that was me. I don't know if you noticed, but I've anointed her the executive producer of the show now.
Executive producer? Does that mean that she gets all the complaints? Because I'm in favor of that. All right, so let's get going. So as you know, in this game, I am the government. I am not the host. I am not your friend free. I am the government. What I say goes. Scoring errors count. Life isn't fair. Suck it up, Buttercup. Nobody cares, right? So the rules are you can debate someone. You can veto someone else's answer. You can put a tariff on their answer and steal their points if they're correct. You can ask for a recount of your points, but that probably won't go well. And because we're inclusive, we also have a democratic option here where you can redistribute someone else's hard-earned answer and take it for yourself with no effort. So all of those are available. We're not, Jack, just full transparency, we're not even sure if any of those are useful because no one really ever does them, but they're kind of funny, so we leave them in.
I'll remember that. I think I'm gonna do some tariffs tonight.
There you go. And similar to the government, you have to fill out 5 forms at the end to see who won, or if you owe us money, or if you're going to jail. So,
but I don't have to show ID.
Well, yeah, you can travel freely, and you get a free phone. So you start off with negative 50 points because the big guy gets paid first. And if you do win, which no one has ever done, you get the Ron Paul holding the Ron Paul gold trophy. And Andy, better be paying attention, Andy, because I forgot to do a bunch of stuff I was supposed to do. And I did this instead. I updated our prizes. Now you can have the at-home version, the board game of Are You Smarter Than a Politician? So if you want to annoy your friends and neighbors, there is an at-home version of this. And another prize we have is how to do accents like a Democrat. You too can sound like Kamala or like Hillary and learn some different accents for traveling around the country. We also have the Ron Paul bobblehead and the Murray Rothbard bobblehead for you economic people out there. And if you're trying to teach a kid or a politician about the federal papers, we have the Federalist Papers comic book as well. And if you're into video games, we have Grand Theft America, the Biden Crime Family Edition, if you're interested in that. And just announced this week, we will have 7 nights and 8 days at Gazapalooza, which is the new Trump resort in Gaza, after they go back and fix all the bombing they've done there. So that probably is not going to be ready right away, but you put that in your pocket. And then, as always, we have Mike Johnson's cologne, his signature cologne, Swamp Ass, as well as the Ayn Rand teddy bear that you could also have, as well as the Killdozer Lego set. So the prizes are just excellent. So, yeah. That was all for you, Andy. That was literally all for you. I updated the prizes, so glad you liked it. So welcome, everybody. Please share, like I said. We're going right into it. So let me make Mr. Late go first here. So Casey will go first.
Great.
Terry's in the back. As you know, the chat gets to keep the score. So if you want to give or take away points, tell us who you want to give or take away points from. And Terry will be adding that. So putting Terry back in the control center. Thank you, Terry. All right. So lightning round. Let's see if I remembered not to delete the directions this time. Look at this. Directions and everything. 1 sentence answers. Your score is determined by the entire round. You will judge each other. Casey, when you're done answering this question, please share the scoreboard if you don't mind. And let's get into it. Casey, government size is the category. Should government size be minimized to maximize individual freedom?
Yes. We should do everything we can within this country to be able to establish and make sure freedom is the main reason of our decisions.
Excellent. Blair, should local government have more power than the federal government?
Yes. And the simple response to that is the local government knows what their individual citizens need. The federal government shouldn't have oversight over local government. And I think Jack could agree with me on that after seeing what happened there in Nashville. So
I'm going to see if I can turn your mic up a little bit. Yeah, let me do that. All right. To you, Jack. Should government services be privatized when possible?
Yeah, I mean, I personally think so, because whenever the government does something, they always mess it up. So I don't think the private citizens could do any worse.
That's a really good point. Well said. Casey, the category is taxation.
Is theft.
Do you support flat taxation over progressive taxation?
Well, I prefer no taxation because taxation is theft. But if we have to go with what to be able to pay down this enormous debt we have, I would prefer a flat tax across the board. And that also applies to corporations. So individuals and corporations.
Blair, is lowering taxes the best way to stimulate the economy?
I think you lower taxes should go to the External Revenue Service. And I think you'll see a booming economy. You know, it's to Casey's point, taxation is theft. Remember, the Boston Tea Party happened over a 3% tax.
True story. Jack, should all taxes be voluntary?
Yeah, that would be great, because if all taxes were voluntary, I don't think anybody would pay them, so there wouldn't be any taxes. So if you want to do taxes, let's make them all voluntary.
Only liberals pay taxes.
What's that?
Only liberals pay taxes.
Yeah, well, you know, all those Hollywood elites that, you know, want to raise taxes, you know, let them pay it. It always gets pointed out, you know, they're welcome to pay as much as they want. You know, they can keep giving.
See,
IRS
taxes
website will
should be
take it.
based on your social media posts. You know, if you post about, you know, you want to raise taxes, you should be the one that gets their taxes raised.
There you go. All right, Casey, to you, regulation. Should most government regulations be eliminated?
Yes. The government is way bloated and over-regulating everything, which is causing our costs to be too high. So it needs to go away.
Drives 50% of small businesses out of business in the first 5 years. Blair, is over-regulation a primary cause of economic stagnation?
I feel like these are set up questions. Hell yes, it is. If you look at the amount of regulatory controls that the federal government has, and I'm going to use the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau as an example, it's significant overreach. I mean, the CFPB goes out and they fine individual companies hundreds of millions of dollars based on individual complaints on things that typically aren't even justified. So they drag it down, they make it difficult to do business, and people, I mean, even look at small businesses. People do not want to open a business because of the amount of regulation that goes in that they have to overcome in order to be able to have a freaking taco truck, right? It's how many licenses do you have to fill out to be able to get a taco truck?
Free. I would like to redistribute that answer to myself.
Excellent.
I veto him.
Is that a cancel out? Do we have a cancel out? We're going to have to go to Terry for a
I'm
ruling.
putting a tariff on his veto.
Terry, how do we handle that?
A cancel out does not exist. I mean, you know, you can't.
There is a veto in the rules. There is a veto, and I just vetoed him.
I'm putting a tariff on his veto.
We've got it. We've got a war going. Who's up next?
We're caught in the red tape of the rules here. The rules that don't make any sense.
This is over-regulation right here.
It is.
This is just like the CFPB.
It is. This is exactly the simulation that the game show is supposed to be. Very confusing. Makes zero sense.
Corporate America is versus the government live on air on Freedom Uncut. Are you smarter than a politician?
There you go. All right. Thank you for the ruling there, Terry. We'll just go with the cancel out there. And all right. So next, so it's to Jack. Should businesses operate with minimal oversight?
I don't know about minimal oversight. I mean, there definitely needs to be oversight. Otherwise, you know, businesses could gouge people. They could take advantage of all kinds of things. But there needs to be minimal regulation. There needs to be oversight, but minimal regulation, I think.
All right. OB is here. Welcome, OB. And all right, Casey, to you, civil liberties. Do you support unrestricted freedom of speech?
Absolutely. Free speech is an absolute. And so you have to respect anybody and what they have to say. Now, you may not agree with it, but you got to deal with it.
Is TikTok freedom of speech?
No.
Okay.
TikTok's a business. That is different than freedom of speech.
Okay. I don't agree. Blair, is it acceptable to limit civil liberties in the name of public safety?
You know, and this is funny because I've read the preamble to the Constitution as well as the Bill of Rights, and my personal take on this is no. It's the government likes to restrict everything, but there's a cold hard reality that that's not covered in anything that the government has the right to restrict.
Fair. All right. And if Nick was here, he'd give you points for mentioning the Constitution. Jack, to you, should domestic government surveillance be banned to protect individual rights?
Honestly, I think it should. Just based it just in certain circumstances, though, you should be able to have it. But as in large, though, it needs to be banned. But that's why they do what they do with going back to T's question. That's why they do where they try to do the false flag attacks in order to make you give up some of your civil liberties for public safety. That's what they do, and that's part of this too.
All right, Casey, to you, foreign policy. Should the United States adopt a strictly non-interventionist foreign policy?
Absolutely. It's none of our business. And goodbye, Zelensky. You came in here and acted a fool. We are sending you back home empty-handed.
I made a couple calls. I felt bad for him because he got his ass kicked so bad. I'm going to get him a job as one of the dwarfs down here at Disney World. So don't feel bad for Zelensky. He will land on his feet, which are about a foot below his head. So, Blair, to you, do military alliances compromise national sovereignty?
I mean, and there's a reality. You have to have some alliances because if you're not a part of that alliance, there's going to be other foreign policies that align. This really squirm can. You're going to have policies like NATO and such out there, but we have to play an equal role, not a super role. So do I think that they play a part? Yeah. Luckily, there's an Atlantic and Pacific that, separate us from the majority of our enemies. But as we saw with World War II, there still comes a point where we get pulled in. And because we're a superpower, we're always going to be a superpower. We're going to get pulled in and therefore require certain alliances to ensure we can protect our national interests.
Yeah, if I can make it to the Squirm Cam, you get the Squirm Cam banner. It's really the only banner I have. So that
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm learning how to use StreamYard, so points to me. Jack, to you, is foreign aid generally a waste of taxpayer money?
I mean, generally it is, because it usually goes to some ridiculous thing like transgender operas or, condoms for the Taliban. So I would say foreign aid usually is a huge waste of money, especially when America first needs to be the policy.
Follow-up question. Why did we send them condoms when the beepers seem to work on that same thing?
Why do they need condoms for goats?
I was going to ask, can we send the condoms to liberals? Because we don't need them.
Yeah.
Now, Blair, now I'm going to get in trouble with PETA. That's like the one group I haven't been in trouble with, and now PETA is going to be up my ass. So
you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for that. So, yeah, I thought that the beeper thing was going to be the worst thing said on that one, but no. Thanks for bottoming that out. All right, Casey, to you, social issues. Do you believe social issues are better resolved by individual decisions rather than legislation?
Absolutely. You give the government an inch, they'll take a mile every time. This is why we have to handle things individually and not involve any type of government.
All right. Blair, to you, is it acceptable to limit certain social freedoms in the name of public order?
No. It's the government has encroached way too far into our personal freedoms, and it's time it stops. It's we as a society have to determine what's right and wrong. And when I grew up, you could say whatever you wanted. The downside to saying something wrong is you got punched in the mouth. That's the way it was handled, and that's the way it should be handled. It shouldn't be our government's responsibility to punch us in the mouth.
All right. Jack, is government involvement in social issues a violation of personal rights?
Oh, definitely. I mean, just like with the social freedoms thing, anything that has the word freedom in it should not be restricted by the government, and the government should have no say in it. Personal rights are the number one individual liberty.
All right. All right. Enter scores. So, like I said, if you're in the chat, if you like some answers, if you didn't like some answers, let us know. Jack, what we do here is each contestant has 500 points. They can give or take away from their competitors here. And so we will go to, let me go in the chat here first and catch up with the comments that Terry wins, game over. The prizes made it worth it. Negative 69 free for the new prizes. Minus 100 to everyone for behaving professionally. Sherry says plus 100 to Blair, local government. Chris says plus 200 to everyone for the fantastic answers. Sherry says plus 500 to Casey for reducing regulation. Chris says, damn it, negative 500 to Jack for not keeping government all the way out of business. Scientific says I wasn't really paying attention, but negative 100 to Casey. David doesn't like Burning T's shirt, negative 100. Sherry said plus 500 buy to Zelensky. Yeah, that's a branded shirt. David shops in the boys section at Target, and he comments on people's clothes all the time. So
I mean, it's a Burning T Ranch shirt. Come on now.
I mean, that's legit. It's got the flames. It's got it all going on there.
Doesn't like my shirt, clown.
Yeah, David still has a shirt from when he was in the Partridge Family cover band. So, David says plus 100 to Jack for having the in-between beard between Casey and Burn T. And then Scientific says negative 100 to Jack for bringing musicals into this. They have done nothing wrong except Hamilton. You got some musical notes in there. Very nice. All right. So, Casey, to you, you have 500 points to give or take away. What say you?
I'm going to be nice right now. I'm going to give 250 to each of them. So,
any particular reason? Is it guilt because you showed up late and made us all wait?
Well, that's part of it. Yes. You can thank Buffalo Wild Wings, man. That was a disaster. But no, they both had solid answers. So I'm going with 250 each.
All right, Blair, to you.
Hey, I'm taking 250 from Jack for trying to steal my answer. And I'll give 250 to Casey because he's actually given full answers this time rather than like we saw the last time we competed against each other.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. That was kind of a train wreck. Yep. Yeah. All right. So, Jack, you see how it's done? You can give or take away 500 points. What do you think?
I'm giving 500 points to the host for just the excellent quips. They've been magical so far.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, we are taking 500 from Jack as soon as we can. You don't give the government anything. Screw them.
I thought you'd like that answer.
All right. So here's the scoreboard. And where are we at here? So shockingly, Casey is in the lead here with 1,000 points. That must be a balloting error. Maricopa County probably has got about 50,000 points stuffed in there somewhere. And
by Dominion. So we're good.
Yeah.
Somebody must be on here from Colorado.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And Blair, you got 400 points, so not bad. And Jack is being baptized by fire here with negative 550. And so, Jack, how do you think it's going so far?
I think it's going really well because honestly, if you've got the negative score, then you're really doing better. The lower you are, the better.
There you go. That's our buddy Zach thinks that it's you're really going for a golf score. That's really his strategy there. So,
but why does he try to make Mike's score higher then?
Yeah. Oh, is Mike's score on here? Did we even do Mike? Yeah. Oh yeah, Mike.
Brutal.
Mike's negative 23,575. So it's a bad showing by Mike so far. I forgot to mention that. Jack, just to catch you up, Mike was supposed to be on the first episode of the game show and had a conflict. So I've just taken about 100 points away from him every round since then. So he's negative 23,000 at this point. So
see, now had I known that, I would have given him my 500. That way, I would be a little closer to winning.
Oh, there you go. So David says negative 100 for being angry that I didn't like your shirt. And then negative 500 to Jack for giving 500 points to me. Negative 250 to CC for the longest 2-syllable name on earth.
You're welcome.
David plus 100,000. You can only do 500 points, David, but plus 100,000 free for dealing with Casey's beard, burning t-shirt, and Jack's constant blinking.
Yeah. What is his obsession with beards and t-shirts? Like, is it something that he just doesn't know anything about because he's a beta male? Is that what it is?
I don't. There's a lot of grooming related comment. It's like being on like one of the like girls TikToks with the makeup advice or something.
Hey, look who's in the comments. Very bottom one.
No way. I want to reach negative 39 trillion in honor of the national debt. Mike decentralized. A rare appearance in the comment section. So yeah, you're getting close, Mike. Like another round or two, you'll be right there. So Sherry says negative 100 to Casey for loving Buffalo Wild Wings more than us. Yeah, that's fair.
Didn't
that's
say
really,
that.
That's fair. That's really how it came across, Casey. I mean, it was kind of rude. Andy says plus 551 to Jack for having the lowest score. So yeah. So you're getting a kind of a sense for how the scoring works. So
well, there goes my golf score.
Yeah. Trust us, it'll be back. It never wanders too far away. So, all right, round 2 of lightning round. Casey, surveillance. Is mass data collection a necessary evil for national security?
No. You give away any sense of security any sense of liberty for security, you deserve neither.
Sorry, I was taking a sip there. A little sip of my tea. Blair, should private companies be allowed to monitor citizens for security purposes?
Can you clarify the question? Are you talking about like private security companies? Or are you talking about JP Morgan Chase?
Any private companies, whether they be security, banks, financial institutions, Claire's boutique at the mall where David shops, any of them really.
I mean, a company should be allowed to have video surveillance to protect their self-interest. But should they be able to just monitor individuals and their movements outside of what's happening within that business? No.
Okay. Jack, to you, is any government intrusion into personal communications ever justified?
Only in very limited circumstances of like, a massive, maybe terrorist attack kind of thing. But otherwise, no, I don't see any reason that they should be listening to your personal communications.
All right. Casey, corporate influence. Should corporations have the same political rights as individuals?
Absolutely not. That is where corruption comes in because corporations have money and they can be able to manipulate and persuade politicians to make decisions in certain directions. So no.
So what should they not be able to do that people can do?
They should not have the same wait a minute, can you pull that question back up? Corporations should not have the same political rights as individuals, and political rights means like engaging with legislation through lobbyists and stuff like that. That's what I want to see go away. We don't need to have any of those things. Us citizens should be deciding what's going on in the country, not corporations.
All right. So can they make donations? Can they have lobbyists? What can they do?
No.
So what about, can there still be all the money from, the dark money from Europe and all that stuff that was in the last election?
No, absolutely not. That's all how this money laundering scheme and control and power stays in place. If you want me to give you an example, that's the same with mainstream media, big pharma, and the government. You have the trifecta, and that money just keeps going around and around all three of those groups. And that's why you see pharmaceutical companies all over commercials, because that's how they're controlling the media, and it's all coming from the government. That is why all of that has to shut down.
Can we debate?
Absolutely.
I'm actually I'm asking for the debate because I want to hear you clarify something that you just
All
said.
right, hang on one second. I'm going to remove me and Jack and the questions and let you two go at it. So 15 seconds each as soon as we're removed. So
So I guess from my perspective, Casey, I want to understand what you think the role of the big pharma commercials plays in the overall impact of government.
So big pharma in the role of government?
Yeah.
So the government actually funds a lot of big pharma. So they actually give a lot of subsidies and all of the things. For example, the biggest one was COVID. But how much money did we pump into Pfizer and Moderna from our pockets and the government to produce the vaccines, which then made these companies from not even being profitable, Moderna more specifically, to now they are making mega millions, billions of dollars. And that is all coming from the taxpayers. And then now we see they're sponsoring Pfizer ads and all of that with big professional athletes instead of just focusing on the product. And so that is creating a circle of control and propaganda.
Can I propose an alternative?
Sure.
That big pharma is used as a tool to control what media will and will not propagate.
Agreed.
Because of the amount of money that pharma pumps into the media. So they actually control what we're allowed to see and hear through the money that's funneled through big pharma, which is directly influenced by the government. So I think it's actually an even bigger issue in that it controls the disinformation that we receive.
I'm actually saying the same thing. I'm just might not be making this as clear as what you just said.
Okay.
I actually agree with you.
And I totally asked for this debate just so you can clarify that position, because I think it's the biggest scam to hit America
100%.
Forever.
By the way, Free does not believe in banning big pharma commercials. I am a huge proponent of that. And Free says it's a free market and we should have it. No, absolutely not.
It's not a free market when it's government controlled and they use it to influence what information goes back out. That's actually the direct opposite of that. But that's a different debate for a different day.
Big facts. And Free won't even show up again. See what we did? We scared him away. We scared him away.
When government has control over anything, they put their thumb on the scale for their donors and cronies. So when they can ban something from TV, they're not going to ban big pharma. They're going to ban, like supplements and, stuff that they want banned that aids big pharma, doesn't penalize big pharma. So as soon as you give the government the power to censor anybody, they're going to censor the good guys, not the bad guys. I mean, like,
I understand what you're saying, but why does that work in other countries?
Nothing works in other countries. Have you traveled
You
anywhere?
don't have pharmaceutical countries and commercials in other countries.
Most of the other countries in the world make San Francisco look nice. I mean, come on.
Look, I walk into a pharmacy in the Philippines and I say, here's my symptoms, and they sell me a pill for $5.
Correct.
And I'm cured 3 days later.
Oh, Casey removed himself. Good job,
No.
Casey.
No, I'm all of a sudden my camera freaked out. And it's
Good
like,
job.
Was that because Andy said that he didn't want to see you that close up?
Back.
And also negative 200 for not making eye contact with the camera.
Andy,
you hurt his feelings. He's gonna be posting a weepy thing on TikTok later about peer
on
pressure.
TikTok, out of all people, I'm gonna be on TikTok? Really? No. I don't work with the CCP.
It fit the narrative.
Whatever.
No, but I mean, the government never makes things equal. They just make things less equal for the advantage of big corporations, big pharma, big ag, all of those.
I get what you're saying, but honestly, is anybody going to be worried about seeing a testosterone supplement not showing up on TV anymore? I don't think so. I would rather stop seeing Wegovy and all of the GLP-1 commercials because a lot of people don't realize the impact of those things. Let's get rid of big pharma off the TV.
It's the same thing they've done to, the tobacco industry.
What do you mean by that?
You know how you can't see, like they're not allowed to do certain ads in certain places and things like that.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so you can do alcohol ads, you can do, any sort of pharmaceutical ad, you can do gambling ads, you can do pretty much any vice in the world except for cigarettes.
Exactly.
Typical government. Government,
Mhm.
They didn't.
Hey, thanks for the reminder there, Free. What's
that?
I said, thanks for the reminder.
Of what?
You can hear him pouring the drink.
Yep.
This show is sponsored by stuff the government doesn't want you to have: alcohol, cigarettes, gambling. It's since we sidetracked here. Negative 100 to Casey for adding a to the word scheme.
Okay.
This is hilarious. Welcome. Plus 100 to Casey, RE lobbying. Plus 102 to Blair for being the only one that actually tries to play by the rules. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know.
Yeah.
Wait, no. That should be a negative 100 for me.
Yeah.
I'll do better.
Yeah.
I'll try harder.
Yeah. Negative 100 to Casey for wanting us to be like liberal countries. There we go. When Scientific and I agree on something, we know I'm for sure right.
Yeah, right.
Plus 500 to Casey and Blair for the debate. Yeah, well done, guys. Well done. I should have complimented you, except you were both wrong. So I got sidetracked by that. You guys were agreeing to be a socialist country that banned a bunch of stuff. So that was kind of uncool, and I lost focus there. Yeah. All right. We should ban a lot of stuff. You guys probably want to get rid of To Kill a Mockingbird too, don't you?
No, just
maybe no commercials for To Kill a Mockingbird. Maybe that'll solve a lot of stuff. So
we can start with TikTok.
Sorry, I accidentally just did the David to Jack where I just had him covered by the comment for like 5 minutes. Sorry. I apologize to David for stealing my joke about David. So, all right. So who is this? Corporations, individual rights. I think
that was me, I believe. Yeah.
All right. Blair, do you support strict limits on corporate political donations?
Yes.
Any corporation, small businesses, entrepreneurs?
A small business isn't a corporation. Small business is privately held. If you're talking about an LLC or,
what's the C in LLC?
Limited liability corporation. We know that that's not a corporation. We're not publicly traded. But if you look at companies like Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, anybody that has a political action committee, they don't openly disclose what they use that money for, how they use that to lobby to the people that they get to donate. But they make it really easy for you to just check a box when you're hired that then defers some of your compensation directly to their political agenda without them disclosing it to their employees.
Or we just get rid of it all.
Andy says he watches the commercials for the side effects.
He would.
Yeah.
I saw one the other day, Casey, that if you notice swelling between your rectum and your scrotum, you should contact your doctor.
Yeah, if it lasts any more than 4 hours, you should contact your doctor too.
No, I want to say it's like Uvalde or something like that. If you notice swelling between your scrotum and your rectum, you should contact your doctor.
I think I need to make a phone call.
And I'm certain that some Democrat who had their head up their ass is the one that noticed that.
It's the Tim Walz pose. All right. So, Jack, to you. Should policies aim to reduce corporate influence over legislation?
I mean, corporate influence should definitely be reduced, but legislation is never a good idea for anything like that, because then you're just getting into more individual liberties and private rights. I mean, a corporation is still made up of private citizens. So, I don't think that legislation is usually the answer for anything.
This is the portion of the game show where Terry starts typing stuff in and she stops doing the points. So we've entered that part. But follow Jack on Rumble. Andy says that it's called Taintisol. Yeah, probably. This comment brought to you by Cialis, negative 100 to Casey. Does that count? He spelled Casey right.
Oh my! All
right, Casey, to you, healthcare.
Okay.
Should healthcare be considered a free market commodity?
Yes, absolutely. Healthcare has too much of a close relationship with government, and we need to be able to separate that.
Especially when Obama's getting royalties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Blair, do you support a completely privatized healthcare system?
I mean, this is where I can get away with that one-word answer. Yes, it's the government has no business in our healthcare, right? If they're going to regulate our healthcare, then they're going to have to start regulating our diets, what we can and can't eat. And I'm not talking about MAHA and eliminating, red dye number 7 that causes cancer, but you look at the obesity problems and everything else out there. Why should it be my responsibility to pay for somebody else because they like to eat 2 ham bones a day?
What
Makes no
about
sense.
what about veterans healthcare? Should that be privatized?
Well, I think government should make healthcare available to them, but I think they should still have the opportunity for privatized healthcare. You know, they went and fought for their country. They should have the option to, you know, see a doctor. And I don't mind supporting our veterans, but it's in general government supported healthcare systems. And I'm not saying we should eliminate like Medicare and Medicaid, right? There are certain entitlements that come after you've paid into the system for so long that should come back to you. And that to me is like the same thing for veterans. I mean, they went overseas, they, you know, took up a rifle and stood the ground for our country. Let's make sure they're taken care of. But your average day Joe who's just out there working, pay for your health coverage.
Ooh, let's see if the chat notices the backpedal on that. There was a severe backpedal, went a couple blocks backwards there, but
Not really. I don't see that as a backpedal. It's
you supported
Veterans, Medicare,
Medicare. It's like socialized medicine.
I support the people getting the benefits they paid into for 50 years.
That's true. That makes sense.
The
One
government's
out of
charged
every
them for it
3
already.
people in the United States is on Medicare. They didn't pay into it.
Yeah, that's true too.
All right, Case, Jack, to you. Should the government have no role in regulating healthcare prices?
I think in a free market, in a privatized market, the government should have no role in regulating healthcare prices because, you know, if it's a free market, you know, it's going to be regulated by itself. It's going to regulate itself. You know, prices will go down based on certain factors, just like in every other free market. So, you know, if it gets too high on one side, you know, people will not pay for it. It's just the way it is. So government should never really have any role in anything.
All right. Casey, to you, defense spending. Do you believe that excessive defense spending undermines economic growth?
100%. Because we end up supporting just going all in on defense spending, which I could believe we could justify in the times of like a world war. But the way our government has spun this and we are constantly in a state of war, that is where they are money laundering and manipulating the market.
Minus 200 to Andy for lying that he doesn't watch TV. Minus 500 to me for being a pain in the ass. I'd like to match that donation and give myself negative 1,000 because I'm a real big pain in the ass. Andy plus 100 to burn in for circling back. We're giving points for circling back. This is just absolute chaos. All right. Blair, to you. Is it acceptable to cut military funding to reduce taxes?
That's a loaded question. And this goes back to the defense spending. We spend so much money on defense and we justify it by giving away all this stuff to Ukraine and Saudi Arabia and Afghanistan and all that other bullshit. You can cut the funding there. And that's where you can take funding out of the military. You don't take funding out of our men and women in the military and making sure that they have the tools that they need to be successful. But what we do is we build up this nice stockpile. Then we give it away to everybody so that we can go back to Lockheed and all these other companies and do more defense spending because guess what? That's where Congress gets rich, right? So you don't cut from our military and you don't cut their tools. Stop giving our shit away.
We spend 3 times more than China. And when you take China and the next 20 countries, we still spend more than all of them combined. So
it's because we build the weapons and then give them away.
Facts.
If you look at where we spend, I mean, look at the Iron Dome in Israel, and I support giving Israel the Iron Dome. That's actually a bad example. But you look at Ukraine and everything that we spend sending over there. We send all the stuff. We send them the tanks and we send them, you know, the missiles and the stingers. They were found being purchased in Africa, right? So if you stop doing that and stop making, you know, Sikorsky and Lockheed super rich and going out and buying their stock, we won't spend that much.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous the amount of money that we waste because we then give it away. It turns into the black market. Next thing you know, Al Qaeda has it. Hey, Al Qaeda's got Stinger missiles that we produced in Troy, Alabama.
Hey, how does Northrop Grumman keep making money if they just produce a bunch of stuff and it sits on our land? They got to make their money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and stuff like the F-35s that we didn't need.
Oh, don't
and
even bring up the F-35. The
yeah, it's a
horrible
complete
idea of the F-35.
disaster of a project.
And what a joke.
Yeah. All right, Jack, to you, should we utilize private defense contractors over government agencies for defense?
That's a tough one there because Usually when you utilize private defense contractors, it's because of the government agencies that pay them. So it's kind of a double-edged sword on both sides. I mean, the government agencies usually don't do what they're supposed to, but the privatized defense contractors usually just there for the money and don't really care about what they're doing. So on both ends, it's kind of a difficult question to answer there.
All right. Casey, to you, social welfare. Is government intervention in welfare an overreach of authority?
Absolutely. You create a dependency on the government, and that's what exactly the system wants. We can't be having that. So it is 100% an overreach.
All right. Negative 100 for stepping on my next question. Is it better to rely, Blair, is it better to rely on charity rather than state provided welfare?
I don't think there should be state provided welfare. It's a condition. Right, we go out and we condition a behavior. And I'll give an example, and this example is probably about 10 years old. I had a young lady who worked for me who was on her third child, and she'd done the math that she needed to have 5 children to never have to work again in her life. And they condition us because that's not something you learn on your own, right? She had to have figured out how much her mom had made, how much her grandma had made, how much her sisters made, and they sit there and they do the calculations to never have to go back to work. So.
Don't give her my phone number. I already got one of those. So, Jack, to you. This is the question you stepped on, Casey. So I deducted it a round too early. But Jack, do you believe government welfare creates dependency?
Oh, absolutely. And I believe that's its intent. I believe they want to create dependency so that way they can control you. Because if you depend on them for everything, then they can definitely control you for anything they want.
Big facts.
Scientific says plus 100 to Jack. I can't tell if those are headphones or you're part of the Mickey Mouse Club. Bold move.
I actually am part of the Mickey Mouse Club, but these are headphones.
And he says plus 100 to Jack for blinking Morse code.
I'm glad he got that. See, I'm actually a hostage right now.
That's what Terry keeps saying, but nobody listens. She keeps on hanging loofahs and saying something about a hostage thing, but I don't know what she's talking about. So, speaking of Terry complaining about stuff, check the starred comments tab. Do I have to tell you everything? Geez, there was nothing in the starred comments tab because it took you a half hour to type out that Jack was on Rumble. Like, my God. Minus 100 to me for wanting to order all of our military gear from Temu. Yeah, I don't want. Joke's on you. I don't want us to have any military gear. So
we ordered our last president from Temu, so why not?
Scientific said Burning just bombed an orphanage plus 200. Sherry says negative 500 to Burning for the Medicare stance. All right, I got through all 3 of the starred ones, Terry. Thank you for pointing that out for me. So, whoops. And all right. So back to Casey, election reform. Is the current electoral system too heavily influenced by centralized authorities?
No. I'm going to say no. A lot of people believe that, but how can you say that when that is consistent across all 50 states? Every state is responsible for the electoral system. And if you were to say that is across the board, you are lying to yourselves. But is there opportunity for improvement? Absolutely. I do not believe that there is a central place that is influencing our elections. No.
You did the famous Casey 2-step where you yesed it and then noed it and dosey-doed it.
No, I was saying that is it heavily influenced by a centralized authorities? No, there isn't a central authority over that. Every state manages their elections.
All right. Blair, do you believe mail-in voting compromises election integrity?
Finally, I get a softball. Yes, it does. That doesn't need elaborated. I mean, we know that mail-in voting is compromising the integrity, and we saw it in Georgia when all of a sudden all these drop boxes and everything else started coming in, and they find all these ballots that they didn't previously know about. I mean, it's ballot harvesting.
Trump came out in favor of mail-in voting down here in Florida.
So you want me to change my mind because Trump came out with something?
I'm just making conversation. You know, we all got these microphones. I thought I'd use mine just for a second. Yeah. All right.
I'm on an iPad. I don't even know where my microphone's at.
Yeah. Jack, to you. Should voting be entirely decentralized and managed locally?
Yeah, I do believe it should, and it should also shouldn't take 30 days to count 10,000 votes in California. So if it's managed locally, I think they could all count it pretty quickly, and they should be able to anyway. I think.
If India can, why can't we?
There you go.
That's a fair point. All right, back to the enter scores. Terry must be typing something because we don't have anything in the start. Oh no, we do. Never mind. I was on the wrong tab. See. So Chad, help us out here, and let's see. We got Sherry said plus 500 to Jack for defense contractors. Double back to that question. Andy says plus 100 to Terry for the squirm cam. Plus 1,000 to Jack for government dependency. Scientific says great answer. Negative 100 to Casey. Those are my favorite.
What an ass.
Not gonna lie, those are my favorite. The misdirection. All right, where are we at score wise here? Let me add this to the stage.
I'll refresh again just to make sure. Yeah, we're good.
Can you hit the plus button too, so I don't have to squint?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can you read that?
Well, now
we need to get you some glasses.
It's a little excessive.
I'm just got to make sure it's big enough for you to read it.
Yeah, no, that's. I was thinking more of the people at home and myself, but I'm also at home, so I count for both. All right, everybody's in the positive except for of course, Mike. Mike at negative 23,575. Feel like that's the same as last round, but
I have to thank Sherry for my being in the positive. She's been very generous to me. There
you go, Sherry helping you out there. And Burnen's pulling up the rear now here. Blair, what do you think of that? 302.
Well, I say that, then she gives 500 points to Burnen.
It is what it is. I've been driving all day. I'm allowed to be a little slow.
Yeah. That's that doesn't Jack, that doesn't affect your score at all. If he gets more points, you're still in the positive. So you're in the clear on that. So so Jack with 451 and Casey with 1250. I'm back with whoever said Casey rigs the score. So there's no way that Casey's got 1250. You wanted to ban commercials from commercials, I believe earlier.
Big pharma out of commercials. Absolutely.
You wanted the commercials to only be about vegetables and
no, I want them to be go
methylene blue or something. I don't know, like who's going to monitor all of that? Like, should RFK be the one that monitors all of the commercials?
Why do we have to have monitoring? Just get rid of big pharma. Like
it'll be
putting commercials out.
It'll be like one commercial for steak and then one commercial of RFK doing push-ups or something. Like
that would be great for America right now. So I will take that.
Okay.
Right now it's go get your drugs and go buy a cheeseburger.
Like Sherry says plus 500 to Blair for mail-in ballots. Sherry plus 500 to me for using the microphone. Thank you. Yeah, it's I'm technically challenged. If you don't know, that would bother me. Plus 50 to Casey for berating the visually impaired.
Well, Free always complains he can't see, but everybody else can. Like, dude, you got to fix it.
Who likes when Casey has the font at 1? Let's hear it in the comments. I'm curious. We'll do a little
font
test
at 1. That's your vision.
No, it's the size of your screen. It's some of us don't have 4 monitors going right now.
Nope.
2 bonus points to Burnin. That seems overly generous there. Negative 100 to Casey. Those were girl push-ups.
Hey, that's more than half of what America can do right now. So we'll take that.
Did I get everything there? Yep, that was it. And all right, so Casey, to you, 500 points, give or take away.
I can't have everything in the positive, so minus 250 from both of them.
All right. Blair, what do you think?
Oh, definitely 500 to Mike.
That's fair. Jack, to you.
I'm also going to give 500 to Mike based on his outstanding performance.
he didn't screw anything up, so that's good. And Zach's apparently like not here, so Zach usually gives a lot of points to Mike and tries to keep him from going into the trillions.
He's driving over all of those dead bodies.
Yeah, he was off-roading on speakerphone the last 2 days apparently. So, all right, where are we at here? So, Andy says the scores are the font size of pharma side effects. See, Casey, he's on my side on this one.
Is that saying there's zero or very small amount of side effects?
No, like the listing of the side effects, the like what Bird and T was talking about earlier. Scientific says Mike's doing a great job. Negative 100 to Casey.
Thanks, dude. Love you too.
Oh, I love this stuff. All right. So next is debate or wait. And so the first two contestants both answer. The third has the option to debate or wait till the next round. I'm actually going to change this. So the first answers, the second can choose an answer, or they can debate, or they can wait. So we'll, that was very unclear. So we'll have to, plus 100 to me for having to explain font size to Casey. Yeah, it's Casey was late today. He was panhandling outside of Buffalo Wild Wings apparently, and so there's a lot of issues going on.
Free beer. Do you say no?
I can, but I understand why that would be a thing. All right. So Casey, military and national defense. So you're going to pick one, and then pick one war power to return to Congress. Declaring war, approving military aid, or approving drone strikes.
What do you mean pick one to return to Congress? Declaring war has always remained with Congress, but unfortunately, we have always turned that over to our president. Authorizing military
Wait, hold on a second. Casey, say that again.
Authorizing military aid. And then the third one is approving drone strikes. Declaring war and approving drone strikes should already be a congressional approval, but for some reason we have circumvented this process over the last 100 years. So authorizing a military aid should go through Congress. Absolutely. We shouldn't have a president just being like, we're going to send $300 billion to Ukraine today.
No, but Kelsey's right about us, circumventing the drone strikes back in, 1925.
Well, Obama killed more American civilians with drone strikes than any other president. So I don't know what to tell you.
I was only kidding about the last 100 years.
And you, Casey, I wrote the question too, right? So I'm very aware that they're supposed to be congressional, but they're not. So, all right. So which one did you pick? It was another one of those ones you want.
Authorizing military aid.
All right. Authorizing military aid. So Vernon, you get the choice of picking one of the other two or debating Casey on that one.
What the hell? Let's debate.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, 15 seconds each. Burning goes first.
So technically, Congress is supposed to approve the authorization of military aid. The way that's been circumvented by the president or former president, resident, whatever we want to call him, was through doing it through the forms of loans and things of that nature, in finding ways around actually calling it military aid. So they've done it under the guise of different policies. They've thrown it into, omnibus spending bills. They've done everything they could to hide it. And I think the only way that they should be handling, foreign aid for military purposes is through a single issue bill.
Sure. That part I do agree with you, but the part that we're supposed to be debating about is when it comes down to those three choices, I am saying the one that we should be returning to Congress. Like, we have already the other two that are really with Congress. The middle one can be gray area, because it can be authorized by the president and have military aid giving off to another country. That can be done. The other two is already set with Congress and should not be circumvented at all.
They all sit with Congress and shouldn't be circumvented at all. But every one of them, just like, declaring war, we call it a police effort rather than a war. It's just a matter of changing a word. Mm-hmm. But all three reside within Congress. So What we need to do is make clear rules around what can and can't be done by a single legislative branch.
Big facts. Is there a difference between the Gulf of America and Gulf of Mexico?
Yes, we can drill for oil in the Gulf of America, but due to an EO that Joe Biden put out, we couldn't drill for oil in the Gulf of Mexico.
That's why I mentioned it.
All right. So back to it here. And all right. So then it'll go to you, Jack, where you get to pick which one you want to pick. And then it'll go to Casey. And we got plus 50 to Casey for inventing a new George Bush word. Athoatu is in. And then plus 50 to Casey for routinely giving foreigners AIDS. So
you're mistaking me for Dr. Fauci. Like, out of all people, scientific, you're bringing up Dr. Fauci. Really?
Too good. Too good. All right, Jack, to you. Pick one military program to cut spending from: nuclear weapon development, foreign military bases, Pentagon contracts with private companies.
I'd say Pentagon contracts with private companies.
Okay. Casey, to you. Do you want to pick a different one? Do you want to debate him? What do you think?
I'm going to go with foreign military bases.
Okay. And so then, Bernard, do you want to debate either of them, that you would think that one of those was wrong, or do you want to wait and you go first next round?
Well, wait and go first next round.
All right. So pick one area of military intervention to end first: foreign wars, covert operations in foreign countries, or U.S. funding of foreign governments.
Oh, wait, we don't get to hear them answer their questions first?
No, you go first. That's why you go first this time.
Nobody debated. It was just, they just picked answers and they were done.
Foreign wars.
You can give reasons too, if that's what you meant. But,
Well, I didn't hear that from them, so I thought they both needed to answer their questions. But for me to be foreign wars, I mean, we spend way too much money on foreign wars that don't have our interests at heart.
He just said that so he could sip his tea.
no, and you're kind of dialing it in tonight, Casey. I mean, just you showed up late. I mean, you're wearing the same clothes as last time. I mean,
Really?
Yeah.
Pretty sure I'm not.
No, I think it's exactly the same clothes as last time. Yeah.
Sure.
All right. So, Jack, to you, do you want to pick one and explain it while I drink tea, or do you want to debate Bernard on his answer?
Can there be a third option? I'd like to actually agree with him on the foreign wars.
Yeah, I mean, if you agree, then you can go first next time.
Okay, that's fine.
Or you could just give me points. Just saying.
1 point to Vernon.
There you go.
That seems generous.
I'm clawing it back, baby. Clawing it back.
All right, Jack, to you. Criminal justice and police reform.
Oh, dang.
Pick one. Pick one nonviolent offense to decriminalize: drug possession, prostitution, or online gambling.
I would say online gambling because I already do that.
All right. Casey, to you.
Drug possession, because that is what our government keeps pushing to be able to control people.
Bernard, to you.
I'm going to go completely in the opposite direction, say prostitution, because, my body, my choice. Why are we telling women what they can and can't do?
I was expecting to be like, well, that's what I do. And just like, yeah.
I mean, look, it is what it is. But now there's a difference between prostitution and sex trafficking, and that does need to be delineated between in this response. But if a woman chooses to do that, that's her freaking business. That's not the government's business.
Well, you could say that making prostitution illegal is what causes sex trafficking.
You could make that argument, yes.
Correct.
Scientific says David gave his routine shirt report to Free. It's the same, negative 100 to Casey. Sean plus 250 to Casey. Welcome, Sean.
Well done, Sean.
All right. So everybody picked a different answer. So that means it was a good question. So 100 points to me. All right.
Slacker.
Jack, to you, pick one way to increase police accountability: mandatory body cams, independent civilian oversight boards, or ending police union protections for misconduct.
Definitely mandatory body cams, because those things have increased accountability tenfold.
All right, Casey.
I don't like 2 of these 3 answers.
Would you like to say something about it, or?
Well, my thing is I increase police accountability. I really think that we should actually put every police officer through some form of jujitsu, preferably Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and they can get a purple belt to where they will have patience and training to where they'll be able to handle situations without any other weapon. That is my preference.
What about the fat DEI people that shouldn't be police? What should they do?
They will still learn through that whole program. They will develop.
Burn into you.
I'm kind of with Casey on this. I don't like any of this. I think if you want to improve, police performance, you stop hiring people straight out of high school that are doing it because they don't have any other career path.
Yep.
And you make it something where you need to have educated people in there that know how to de-escalate situations. And none of these things, I mean, you can do mandatory body cams. There's ways to turn them off.
Yeah.
Independent civilian oversight. How's that going to work out in, Minneapolis, Minnesota, where everybody's liberals? And I don't even know what the third one was now that you took it down, but ending police union protections for misconduct. I mean, there needs to be certain protections for misconduct, right? But if anything, I would say the unions are always at the heart of the issues.
Correct.
But get people in there that are actually doing this because that's the path that they chose, as opposed to they're doing it because they don't have another path.
Correct. Stop promoting hall monitors.
-100 to Casey for wanting ninja cops.
What's wrong with ninja cops?
Sean says Tom Brady's wife agrees with taking jiu-jitsu is great.
Tom Brady's wife takes jiu-jitsu up the.
Oh,
leave it there.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, plus 1,000 to me for drinking tea
How
and
is the
hating on
government
Casey.
giving so much money tonight? Guys, what's wrong with you? You get all of the people in the comments that are giving free money. That's voluntary taxation. That's what you're doing.
I was born a middle-class child, Casey.
Oh.
They mowed the lawns on the weekends, the neighborhood, yeah. But, all right, so back to it. Actually, I'm gonna audible here. Let's see here.
You're not good at that.
Yeah, I'm not good at it, but I'm really good at the part where I don't care that I'm not good at it, and I just do it anyways. So, all right, I'm jumping. All right, I changed fill in the meme. I forgot to change the slide. I don't really care. But so instead of fill in the meme, we're changing it to improve the meme. So
Okay.
I don't want you to guess what the meme is. I want you to say something funnier than what the meme is.
Love it.
So, and I'm going to take away points if you guess the meme. So I want you to go outside of the box and think of something funnier than the meme. So we had to put this in place, Jack, because Casey knows all the memes. So we had
That's not fair.
Yeah.
Wait,
So,
is it going outside the box something the LGBTQ community does?
Yes.
yeah. Well,
Outside the box.
It's like it's a joke grenade. You pull the pin and wait 3 seconds.
Yeah.
plus 2,000 to Casey for police training. The correct answer was polar bear cops, -100 to Casey. Plus 100 free for cultural appropriation.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. Casey deleted himself again. Casey, could you try not to hit all the buttons, please? We're live, Casey. You're making this seem unprofessional.
Free, you're muted. Free, you're muted.
I'm muted? I was trying to do the comments. Be nice to me. All right. Minus to scientific for hating discipline. All right. Here we go. So, Casey, to you. The best stimulus package would be.
Oh, son of a B word.
I knew you wouldn't like this. So, and the thing I want to add is 5 seconds, or we move on to the next person. So,
so now I have a time restraint. Okay, thank you.
yeah.
A whole
Well,
different
at
game.
least I'm asking you to suck a little faster. So,
Really? Thanks, Kamala. Best stimulus
Plus
package.
100 to Casey for focusing on the camera on his good side. So,
Oh, Jesus. The best stimulus package would be abolishing the income tax. Oh, you son of a B word.
yeah, you're not supposed to do that. So, all right.
You're not
Negative
supposed
100 to
make that
Casey.
move.
All right. Blair, to you. Blank being addressed at their blank. Blank being addressed at their blank.
Sheep being addressed at their slaughter.
Ooh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Jack, to you. Blank being addressed at their blank.
Oh, I'm doing the same one.
Yep. You could do, if you do better than Burn, and you get the points.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do better than that because that's pretty much what I was thinking too. That's a pretty good answer. I'm going to have to redistribute his answer.
Ooh, there you go. Casey, you want to guess?
Veto.
Another tariff on his veto.
You guys already used your tariffs and vetoes.
He didn't say we only get one.
Yeah, I'm supposed to say you only get one, but I don't know. Not really good at the rules.
Yeah,
I'm a libertarian.
I can't beat Burnins. I'll take Burnins.
All right. So the real meme was new IRS agents being addressed at their graduation ceremony. So, yeah. All right. Jack, to you. Are they stupid or evil? Are they stupid or are they evil? And what does Ron Paul respond?
Ooh.
Both.
Yeah. Yeah. It was yes, but yeah. Okay. So
that is the same answer, right?
yeah. It's Jack's new. I'm going to be nicer to him. So he wore a different shirt than last time. So yeah. All right, Casey. Don't ask the government to what? Don't ask the government to what?
Donate to Ukraine.
That's good. Blair, don't ask the government to what?
Be honest.
Ooh. Jack, to you. Don't ask the government to
Be fair.
don't ask the government to fix the problems they caused is the correct meme. So good job on that, guys. All right. Casey, to you. Me. This is literally me. Okay. Me. And then who's wrestling?
Who is wrestling? Let's go with Laura Loomer and the influencers that were chosen to receive the Epstein binders.
Oh, that's excellent.
That's
really
a good one.
Casey.
Yeah.
That's really good. Blair, you want to try to beat that?
It was going to be fairly similar, but it was going to be Pam Bondi against the FBI.
Ooh, that's a good one too. I like it. I'm giving points to both of those. 100 to each of those. Jack, to you.
Oh, well, mine's going to be me and then Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
There you go. Joe Biden would probably be the one on the bottom that is in a coma, right? So, yeah. And the real meme was me, the Republicans, and the Democrats. So yeah, I love watching them fight. And all right, back to you, Casey. All roads lead to what? All roads lead to who or what?
Can't get the right answer. That's a problem with this.
Andy says Ukraine's ambassador in Zelensky.
All roads lead to. I don't know on this one. I'm going to pass on this one.
Blair. All
right,
roads
so
lead to.
I'm going to give a funny answer, and then I'm going to give the honest answer here. But that looks to me like the roundabout in Quezon City, Manila. So all roads kind of lead there. For anybody that's been there, they would understand what I'm saying. But
I mean, way to use a reference that literally everyone will get.
And then as far as the other side of that coin, it's all roads lead to the train crash.
Facts.
There you go. Jack, to you.
I was going to say all roads lead back to Barack Obama.
Ooh, all right. I'm
It
giving it
goes
to
way
Jack
past
on that
Barack
one. That's the
Obama.
best one. That's the best one. Scientific says it's all roads lead to Terry's OnlyFans account. Yeah,
Oh, Jesus.
that's also fair. Andy said, "Oh, Andy, of course, is going to pretend he gets the Manila thing. 100 to Andy or 100 to Burden for it being true." Sean says the CIA. This one's all roads lead to Thomas Massey is right. That's I like that one. And Casey, to you. If blank.
You stole this from me sharing it earlier this week.
You steal memes from people and then say I stole a stolen meme from you. You know, there's other X accounts out there, like roughly like 60 million or something, right?
No, the part that I struggle with is when you're sharing a meme in here that I already know the answer to, and I'm like, how do I come up with something different?
That's literally. I just literally explained you're the reason I changed the rules.
I know.
You reading out of your meme folder was not really good video. So plus 100. Plus 100 to me for being reposted by Massey. Yep.
Oh Jesus.
Kind of a big deal.
You think? Yeah, I'll pass.
Blair, to you.
If Democrats were a meme.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Jack, to you.
If healthcare was free, it would it'd be 10 years for a liver transplant.
If government promised pizza is really the real one there. I'm giving that to Burn and T. 100 points to you.
Jesus.
Casey.
Donald Trump is in here.
There you go. Blair, to you.
Put that away, Rachel Levine.
Jack, to you.
There are no tampons in the boys' bathroom.
Really, really good. I liked all three. I'm giving 100 to all three on that one. The real meme says incoherent commie noises. So. The tears are welling up. We must be in the meme portion of the show. Plus 1,000, Jack Obama.
Jack Obama is not Mike's brother.
I had something way worse than that, so that's why I started laughing and just stopped. Oh, all right. I'll try to compose myself here. All right. Casey, to you.
I want in your pantries.
Oh, that's good.
That was last week.
2 weeks.
Burning to you.
I got nothing. I'm still stuck on the last one.
All right, Jack, to you.
Honestly, there's no beating that answer. That was a good one by Casey there.
No, there was he can't get credit for that. That was the meme last week. That
No, 2 weeks ago. It was Valentine's Day. You shared that because that was RFK meme day.
Oh yeah, it was. I did an all Valentine's Day theme, Jack,
Yes.
and so that was that was on Valentine's Day. That was correct. So all right, so the real answer is email me 5 things you ate last week.
Yep,
that's a good one too.
All right, so Casey, to you. Texas man arrested blank. Texas man arrested blank.
Ooh, for wrestling Beta O'Rourke.
Okay. Blair, to you.
I think he was the guy that checked me in at the hotel last night. So definitely for public indecency.
All right. Was that before, during, or after you were there?
He was a weird dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Jack, to you. Texas man arrested blank.
For owning less than 5 guns.
Ooh, 100 points to you. That's the correct. That's a great answer.
There you go.
The real meme was Texas man arrested trying to rescue thick Latinas from ICE detention facility.
Oh my God.
All right, Casey, to you. Trump before he signs any new bill or executive
Of
order.
course, you made sure I got this one.
Impressive, very nice. What?
I'm gonna begrudgingly shut my mouth.
Texas man arrested. Ryan has really let himself go. All right, Blair, to you.
This is going to be huge.
There you go. Jack, to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pass on this one. I don't really have anything on this one.
All right. Trump before he signs any new bill or executive order. Impressive, very nice, but exactly how does it benefit Israel? So I had to. Come on, I had to. Casey, to you, why do you hate the government? Blank. Why do you hate the government? Blank.
I love the government.
Blair, to you. Why do you hate the government? Blank.
Let me count the ways.
Okay. Jack, to you. Why do you hate the government? Blank.
Because they haven't wasted enough of my money.
So why do you hate the government? Because fuck them. That's why.
Yep. Facts.
You guys didn't go. I thought that was going to be the best one of the night. You guys kind of just like,
No,
kind of shrugged that one off.
When I know the meme, I struggle when I know the meme.
Yeah,
that is why.
I mean, so what you're saying is you'd like to play the whole night from the ladies' tees. Is that what you're trying to say?
Reason why I share a lot of memes.
All right, Casey. For the rest of the game, we'll let you go after I reveal the answer, and you can read the answer to the class. Okay.
Oh Jesus. Or the government could put in some work and find some rare memes that nobody else has seen.
See, yeah. Andy, who got 0 memes right the time he was on, had a better answer than all of you. Why do you hate the government? Reminds me of my ex-wife.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. That's a great answer.
Yeah, really good answer. All right, so Casey, when the government employee whines about being laid off, what?
Fuck him. That's why.
There you go. Burnin'.
Learn to code. Fuck off.
Learn the code. All right. You're in the catbird seat right now. Jack, to you.
It reminds me of The View.
Oh, there you go. All right. I'm giving 100 to Burnin' and Jack. Casey, I'm giving you 1 for reading the last answer for this answer.
You're welcome.
And yeah. So when the government employee whines about being laid off and the real meme says, "Oh, did someone get addicted to be a blood-sucking leech?" So, yeah.
Yes.
So,
yes, they did.
Casey, anyone know what time it is? Me.
Time to shrink the government.
Blair.
Trump time.
Jack.
Time to make America great again.
And the Fed. And Casey, to you. Trade offer. I get, you get. I forget the name of the dog. It's the Doge dog. It's the dog. Akira. Something Akira, right? Something
that sounds about right. Yeah. I'm gonna pass on this.
Scientific's Watch says time for Golden Girls. So
and pineapple. Yeah, I get it.
Remember when Hanush was watching Me TV all summer and he kept on having to go because he was going to go watch Cheers or something?
Jesus.
Oh, that was pretty good.
I said I passed.
Okay. Blair, to you. Trade offer. I get, you get.
I get to keep my money. You get to pay your fair share.
That's a good one. Jack, to you.
Mine would be I get my freedoms, you get your feelings.
Oh, okay. Andy says, I get a loofah, you get a loofah. That was actually when Oprah did her show from Epstein's Island. Everybody got a loofah.
Oh my hell.
All right.
Were there goats there for the people from Gaza?
Multiple.
Scientific says, I get power and influence, you get less than 1% savings. There you go.
Yeah.
Akita. I was close. Akita. What did I say? Shakira? I forget what I said. All right. So the real meme is trade offer. I get small government. You get a real job. So I love that one. I love the trade offer, and I love small being spelled SMOL. So that was a good one for me. Sherry gives 500 to burn and learning the code. All right, Casey, to you. I no longer see left and right. I see what?
A bunch of pedophiles.
Ooh, that's a good one. Blair, to you.
I see MAGA and everybody else.
Jack, to you.
I see dead people when it comes to Joe Biden's voter base.
Ooh, that's pretty good too. All right. The real answer is I no longer see left or right. I see the lying, corrupt, and those who let it happen. So,
Yep.
I don't want what? I don't want what, Casey? The best thing about this meme, Casey, is there's 4,000 of them. So you can't possibly know for a fact which one it is.
No, but there's a lot of boxes.
Sometimes I add extra boxes just to mess with you, Casey.
You could have. Maybe one is what it looks like. Maybe two. Yeah, I'm going to pass.
Scientific says I see children's hospitals to donate to plus $1 million to Keanu. Keanu's supposedly a very nice guy. He said the Doge dog threw me off. All right, Blair, to you. I don't want what?
To continue to repeat this endless cycle of corruption by allowing the same people to remain in power that don't look out for the best interests of the citizens.
Well done. Well done. Jack, to you.
I don't want the government telling me what I can buy with my food stamps.
Wait. That's directed at you. The government shouldn't be giving out food stamps.
And the real meme was, I don't want these government agencies, programs, or departments reformed. I want them all gone.
Facts.
So, yeah.
Facts.
That would be the way to go about it, in my opinion. Casey, to you.
Ooh.
Sherry says she gets a red loofah. I need to put the loofah scale in the slide somewhere so I can pull that up once so I know what she's talking about.
Let's go with Zelensky and Ukraine.
Ooh. Blair, to you.
If the glove don't quit, it shrunk.
All right, Jack, to you.
I'm going to go with liberals and women's rights.
Ooh, that's really good. The real one is Department of Education and Education.
Yep.
Sherry says plus 500 to burn, and I see MAGA. And where Ton Homan just found Zelensky hiding in Casey's beard. Negative 500 to Casey for hiding midget dictators. And
What in the world?
negative 500 to Casey for not saying Joe's lunch on the pizza meme.
Facts. I should have.
Casey, or Scientific says this one is Casey and the Just for Men's hair dye. He doesn't leave it long enough.
Something like that.
Oh, too good. Oh. All right, Casey. Even a broken clock is right twice a day, and then the clock is there.
Yeah, let's can't give the right answer. So let's go with Kamala.
All right, Kamala. Blair, to you.
Except under the Obama or the Biden administration.
The Biden administration. Jack, to you.
I was going to say even the government's not right twice a day.
All right, so government, and the real meme answer was the daylight savings clock. All right, Casey, to you. If blank had a face.
The government.
Blair.
Hemorrhoids.
Oh, you stepped in it there. If hemorrhoids had a face is the correct answer. Jack, to you. Republicans will be exposed by this too, and he responds, what?
Oh, gosh, I'm gonna have to pass on that one.
Casey.
Pedophiles.
Blair.
Everything.
Republicans will be exposed by this too, and he responds, good. And Andy on the last one said, if the ingredients of hot dogs had a face.
No, that's Kamala.
Joke's on you. I'll ignore that part. Epstein's list.
It's too bad he said hemorrhoids because I was going to say itchy butthole.
Ooh, that's pretty good too. I should have let you answer. That's my bad.
It's fine.
So Jack, to you. Breaking, Senator Chuck Schumer says Republicans must please Democrats with the spending bill or the government will shut down. And Skeletor replies, what?
Shut the government down.
Yeah, close enough. Joke's on you. I'm into that shit.
Oh, ouch.
You're not supposed to give the right answer.
You should have let that play out because I was going to say, don't tempt me with a good time.
I was going to say insight and erection.
I think we were all going to get the correct answer on that one.
So now I'm going to just skip and just pretend that the first one's the right answer because you guys have funnier stuff when I don't let you answer. So I'm going to play that out for the rest of this. So do the funny ones. If you have a choice between the not funny ones and the funny ones, do the funny ones. All right.
Oh my God.
Casey, to you. My body, my choice.
So what? I ate 12 donuts today.
Blair, to you.
I'm not paying for your health care, bitch.
Jack, to you.
Your body, no one's choice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, the real answer was when the only thing willing to come inside you is diabetes.
Oh, that's a good one. Damn. Ouch.
All right. Well, Casey, raise your hand if what? Visual birth control.
Raise your hand if not being the real answer.
Blair, to you.
Yeah.
You're ready for them to release all the lists.
Nice.
Okay.
Jack, to you.
I'd say raise your hand if you're a politician that's stolen some money.
And the real answer was if you believe absolutely nothing the government and the media tells you.
Man.
Minus 100 to Casey and Jack for not raising their hands.
There you go. Diabetes and Casey from Scientific. All right. Casey, to you, time to ban what? Time to ban
Old
what?
people in Congress.
Blair, to you.
Career politicians.
Jack, to you.
Taxpayers paying for live-in nurses.
Ooh, that's pretty good. And let's see here. Time to ban fossil fools. Fossil fools is the correct
I like
answer.
that. I like that.
Depends.
Fossil.
Well, that depends. We'd have some dirty chairs in Congress.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Maybe we could just put toilets in there instead. That'd probably be time saver. That's how you save the environment. Less disposable diapers in Congress.
Oh, yeah.
That is actually a meme free. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's a bunch of people sitting at their congressional desks on the toilet.
Yep.
Pretty good. All right, Casey, to you. The people who can't come up with 5 things they did at work last week, what?
Should do 100 push-ups.
Blair.
Didn't work.
Jack.
Or probably your boss.
The people that couldn't come up with the 5 things they did at work last week are also the people that were considered essential workers during the pandemic. So
Big facts.
Yeah.
Big facts.
Casey, to you. I'm releasing the Epstein files, says Pam Bondi. Be
Oh.
honest. I'm releasing some of the Epstein files. Be honest. What does she say? And Beckham replies, "Thank you."
I'm a politician.
Blair.
Yeah, I got nothing on this one.
Jack?
I've been driving for 2 days, so I've missed this drama.
I'm releasing redacted versions of the already public files.
AKA,
pretty
I'm a
close.
politician.
I handed out some binders to a bunch of influencers. Is really all she did. So,
Freaking useless.
yeah, part of these is like you got to know the memes. Like this is the Beckham and Posh meme, right? All right, Casey, to you. Hate speech. Let's see who this really is. Who is it really?
Hate speech. Let's see who this really is. Oh man, and I can't give the real answer.
Thanks for 45 minutes. 45 minutes later, understanding the rules. So,
dude, this will just you change the rules. It's a struggle for me, but I'll pass.
Blair, to you.
All the members of the left.
Jack, to you.
I was going to say Democrat.
Hate speech. Let's see who this really is. Speech they hate is really what it is.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not supposed to get it right. So
Yeah.
Correct.
But that's a good one, though.
In my defense, you didn't get really any right the last time, so it was really that not that much of a stretch to change the rules. I believe in Congress they would say I just codified it is really what I did is
Facts.
I put it into rules, but these are coming in like really late. Fossil fuels.
I think she's just running. Others are on time, but hers are a little late. She could be a
Some of
little
these are coming in late.
behind.
David Sermon.
Oh Jesus!
All right, Casey, to you. Me blank versus me blank.
Again,
You could just pass. It's fine.
yeah, that's what I'm.
All right,
Yeah, I'll pass.
Blair, to you.
oh, me before Trump versus me after Trump.
Oh, damn. That's exactly what I was going to say, Vernon. Minus 200.
There you go. All right, so the correct answer is me on July 4th versus me on July 5th.
Just shared this one this morning.
You realize this was like 1,000 people shared this. Like you are not the only black market meme guy out there.
No, I just struggle seeing anything else other than the real meme itself.
So I think what we're learning is Casey steals a lot of memes, but doesn't create any original shit.
I do steal a lot of memes. I will tell you right now, I steal a lot of memes.
I stole a meme that tells you you're stealing memes.
Hey, Casey, do yourself a favor. Try image flip. Let's see if you have an original thought.
I do have original thoughts.
So, like,
That's
Casey's
expressed
whole
through
argument
memes.
here
Got
is
it.
that he steals memes and he knows how to read.
Mhm.
That was his whole
Hey,
argument.
I have an upper hand on anybody in Congress, especially AOC.
Have you noticed he shares a lot of memes that are only pictures?
Yeah. It's easier to read. Where you got to adapt to the ADHD culture. That's how TikTok is successful.
And he says before marriage and after marriage.
Oh, jeez.
Mitch Romney and has a binder full of women.
He is Mormon, so just saying.
All right. So Casey, to you. Whoa! I'm all for what?
The loofah.
Blair.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Jack.
Whoa. I'm all for. Yeah, I don't have anything either, honestly.
Whoa! I'm all for freedom if it's done legally. Is really where he's going there. So,
Not bad.
Even Freeze shocked.
I was trying to find like.
You having a Mitch McConnell moment? Do we need to
No,
call?
I was trying to see if anybody was active in the top of the comments because we've reached that point where like they're a mile and a half up, so it takes me a minute. Scientific says, whoa, I'm all for the government spending when it's my guy doing it. That's also really good.
Yes, it is.
See, like, Casey, you could say clever stuff like that. Not, I've already read this and then just like, passed.
Dude, yes.
Okay.
It's very
just saying. All right. Casey, to you. Me waiting for the government to what?
to raid my
All the
house.
cigarette butts are so gross. Oh my God. What'd you say?
Yeah, if you would listen, you would have heard me. No,
I almost threw up in my mouth from the cigarette butts. Like, ugh.
Me waiting for the government to raid my house because of my memes.
Oh, there you go. Your stolen memes?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Blair, to you.
Me waiting for the government to be honest.
Jack, to you.
Me waiting for the government to release the Epstein files.
There you go. Me waiting for the government to hold itself accountable for crimes it's committed against people.
Epstein files.
Epstein files was good. That was really good. 300 to the black loofah. Sherry says, I knew this, but I was peeing.
Oh my Jesus.
Sherry, that's also better than all of Casey's answers so far. So good job. Good job by you. All right, Casey. Time for you to pass again. The people robbing this country blank.
Are people 300-pound people eating their what is it? Gosh dang it. What is it from the song with
You got off to like a really good start. You had some momentum there, and all of a sudden you hit a brick wall.
because I forgot the freaking term that he says in the song, and I forgot it, but oh well. It is what it is.
Blair, to you.
Need primaried.
Okay.
Jack, to you.
The people robbing this country or the people running this country?
You're not supposed to say the right answer.
Oh, is that the right answer?
That's not the right answer. The people robbing this country travel by private jet, not by dinghy.
Facts.
Scientific says, me waiting for the government to cure my emphysema. Casey, to you. I think this is the last one.
I'll pass.
That was like some suspense. You looked like you were lining up a putt, and you just kind of, never mind. Blair, to you.
I've got one. It's a quote by Trump back in the day. It doesn't hurt to be rich. You get magnificent pussy.
Jack, to you.
I honestly, I really love that answer. I'm going to have to redistribute that answer. T.
I'm going to tear a few redistribution.
I think the action comes true. That's what he's saying.
My favorite part about that is this is one of those compare the two memes. So like the whole paragraph quote from Trump just made it that much better for me.
Look, you should invite me on because you never know what you're going to get.
Well, that's what's so great about it.
I'm the one that put this in here. I did this on purpose. I actually had to talk myself out of doing like 5 like this, so I was pretty proud of myself. So. The real answer was limited government, no government. So
That's a good answer.
oh my God, that was good. All right, so let's go to the scoreboard here.
Here, let me
And
zoom in for you. Let me zoom in.
Is
that good for you?
You don't have to be obnoxious about it. I mean, you should have lost more points. That was a really poor performance on the memes by you. So I don't know how you could be in second place there. He deleted himself again. That's my favorite. Well, Bernard's way out front with 2304, Casey 1401, Jack with 601, and Mike pulling up the rear as usual, negative 22,575. So, all right. So what we do here, Jack, is we go into the final round here. You will be against Casey in the semifinals. Whoever they like the answer from better will go against Blair in the finals. Blair, is this your second time in the finals? I think you went directly to the finals last time too, if I remember.
It is.
So, yeah. So, all right. Well,
But
yeah,
To be fair, you keep letting me play against Casey.
that is true. that is true. And Casey ate too much Buffalo Wild Wings and just came in kind of logy, a little bit logy. And
Whatever.
All right.
Actually,
So-
if you look at the plus 1,000 from Sherry, I believe I'm in second place now, Casey.
Fake news,
Ooh.
let's delete it.
All right. So, Blair, I'm going to put you backstage, and then these two will go at it. And if you give really long answers, I can go to the bathroom, but maybe not.
And
So,
I can make a drink, so feel free to talk for a little while.
yeah, exactly. All right. Here you go. And we'll go back to the questions here. Final round here is called Sudden Death. All right. We don't have a sound effect thing, so I just do the voice, Jack. It's really, we got a really good production going on.
I don't really care, Margaret.
Whoa, what was that?
What was that?
I don't know. Casey has one button, apparently.
I don't really care, Margaret.
Oh, that's the Vance thing. I placed it.
Okay.
All right. So the question is, so Jack, to you first. Who do government laws and regulations benefit the most? And Casey, do me a favor. When he's done, you just answer, and then you guys can debate if you want. Let's go.
Sure.
Government laws and regulations benefit the government the most.
Wait a minute. Why do government laws and regulations benefit the most?
Who do they benefit the most?
Who do
And,
they? Okay.
Yeah, I think government laws and regulations benefit the government the most.
I I agree with you. But when it comes down to this entire situation, it also benefits the government, but also doesn't just benefit them, because the government doesn't get all of the money, because we know the government isn't actually the ones persuading and making the decisions of what's going on. It is actually benefiting the elites outside of the government, and the elites are receiving the benefits from that, which is why you have child trafficking at the Olympics, at the World Cup, at all of these major events that are ran around the world. So it's not just the government, it is the elites that are running everything and receiving all of the benefits.
So I'm not going to do a rebuttal. I'm just going to have to give Casey minus 5,000 for calling them the elites.
Yeah, well, you're not wrong either with that one, but you can call them however you want. Shadow government, elites, aliens.
There you go.
lizard people.
Aliens. I like that one.
We'll go with aliens.
I don't know. Like, I heard both answers, and
Bullshit.
I did, because it was the exact same answer. It was like kind of like the memes where you guys just passed a lot. The government's not really a thing. So it's like, does it benefit corporations? Does it benefit their benefactors? Does it
benefits Nancy Pelosi the most.
If you're a chips manufacturer, yes.
So it doesn't benefit the defense contractors the most.
Not with Nancy Pelosi, no.
So she's made more money than Lockheed Martin in the last 10 years.
Oh, yeah. I guarantee it. Half of their stuff's not even been reported.
Correct. All of our investments in NVIDIA before they even went skyrocketing through the roof because of all the AI developments, she was on top of that and investing it.
She's got more money than Halliburton.
Yeah.
You think so?
You never know, because I guarantee you ain't going to find out what she's really got.
Mike has a heart for the poor children in Iran that need Sesame Street.
Blair, who do you think won that?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think they both kind of missed the mark and had to be redirected to it. But it's the benefits to people that pass the laws and the bills the most and pass the regulations the most, which, they did an end round on there coming back with Nancy Pelosi. But everybody in Congress, everybody in Senate is getting rich off the bills that they pass.
Correct.
And to your point, Free, there's no such thing as a government, right? The government's just an entity. It doesn't benefit.
Well,
either way.
that's what I meant by the government, though, was the people that pass the laws and everything.
So,
But they're just puppets like Zelensky. Like it's the
what I'm
people
saying.
behind them that get the money. Like they get some of it. They get paid for their betrayal, but it's the ones that are, that are funding them are the ones that are really getting paid.
Like
Should have said
Alex
George Soros.
Alex Soros, not George. He stepped down. Alex is running the show.
Yeah, you're right. I think George is missing now.
Klaus Schwab, I mean, the whole nine, right?
Right.
And Jack took away 5,000, which you can't do, but it's to your point, it's the elites, right? It's everybody that's out there influencing. It's everything but the government and everything but the people, because the government's supposed to be a representation of the people. So
Right.
if I had to choose a winner on this one, I would say Casey.
No, see, there's too many regulations. I can't take away 5,000. This is classic government overreach.
Okay, you're just turning the frogs gay. It's okay.
You're actually acting like somebody from the government, Jack, by wanting to reach in and take away something that somebody else already has.
Well, that's the whole point. I veto your answer.
Casey there. Looks like Casey won it based on the comments here. So, all right, Jack. So hang out for a second. We'll do something at the end here, and it'll be Blair versus Casey, with Casey going first here. And let's see here.
Unfair. We got to do ladies first.
No, you're trailing, so you go first. So, all right. So, Casey, should government employees be allowed to be involved with meme coins? And specifically, I'm talking about like Trump, and Malay did one this week. And so, but from the top down, basically.
Honestly, the government can be involved in meme coins just as much as Haktua coin existed. Like, you learn your lesson from who you back and who you support. If you want to back a Trump coin, you get to back a Trump coin. If it goes down in the gutter because you got the rug pulled out on you, that's your own damn fault.
I mean, I don't really see much to argue on this one. It's not like we're talking about should they be allowed to trade in the stock market here, right? It's not like they're influencing the outcome of that meme coin. So I feel like that one was just not a good question, Free. But I'm not familiar. I don't trade in meme coins, so I haven't researched it. But I don't see how a government employee can influence the meme coin or get some sort of deceitful benefit from it.
You don't think Trump putting out a meme coin is kind of a weird thing?
I don't know what a fucking meme coin is.
It's no different than the Haktua coin. It's the same thing. You back who you want. If you get involved in it and the rug gets pulled out, it's your own damn fault.
Right, but it's got the connotation that like it's got use in the government when it comes from someone of the level of the president of the United States.
I have a bridge to sell you to nowhere if you really think meme coins are going to do anything in this country or as a currency. Like, you are an idiot.
Yeah, but think about how dumb the average person is, and then realize half the people are dumber than that. The
That's their
George
own
Carlin
fault.
quote.
Sorry, shouldn't have gone to public school.
Here, I'll stick with this.
All right, we need a younger guy in here. Jack, what do you think?
Damn. He called me old. He's not wrong.
You can
I'm
definitely
the oldest
influence
person here.
a meme coin. I mean, that's the whole purpose of the meme coin is, you use your influence to get the price to go up, and then you pull the rug out from under them.
So do you think it's weird that Trump would get involved with a meme coin right after he got elected?
Well, I mean, I don't know about weird. I would just say that if I'm him, I would say it's smart.
I think it's kind of scummy. Like, I think it's like a really bad look. It's like,
Well, it could be smart and scummy.
Correct.
I mean, I actually think it's a weirder look than the Chinese Trump Bibles. Just to throw that out there.
No, the meme coin, the meme coins, all of the cryptocurrencies, stock market, they all come with risk. If you want to go and back an individual, Like let's say Harry Sisson created a meme coin.
No,
and you
I
wanted to back
understand.
that piece of
I
garbage?
understand that
Very
part of it. I'm
specific.
just saying that the president of the United States should be more dignified than to release a shit coin
No,
on the internet.
we need smarter Americans, is what we need.
Yes,
then
because
they
I
would
mean,
realize that's not something they should be doing.
no, Casey's right, because I mean, a meme coin, you can't honestly think that's going to have any real, currency type, influence in the world at all.
Correct.
You guys just went off on Nancy Pelosi for like 5 minutes. Like, if Nancy Pelosi released a meme
That's
coin,
a very different situation because the stock market has been bloated forever and it needs to finally pop. So
And she
we can
trades on her own
actually-
information, that she knows, on laws that she passes in order to make that money. Trump is just trading on his image. I mean, the stuff that he's built.
no, he's trading on the fact that he's the president of the United States, which is
Free-
not his image. That's the country.
Well, see, I don't
Do you
know if
believe in
it's
college people being able to get paid for their likeness.
Do I believe in NIL for college people?
Yes.
No, I mean, I believe that Trump could look like, the biggest, horror in the world for the stock market or meme coins or whatever. I don't think it should be illegal. I just think it's a terrible look and embarrassing for the country and
We just
for
need
him.
smarter
But
people.
see, yeah, and I don't see how the presidency could, go down in terms of dignity if you could look at the last president. I mean, you saw what happened there, so I don't see how this is any worse than anything that he did.
Well, the big thing is Donald Trump, like where Free's coming from, is Donald Trump probably bought a whole bunch of those coins at the bottom of the market and then knew everybody was going to go and buy it, and he's just going to profit off of it. I don't blame anybody for doing that.
That's what everybody does.
Anybody
Yeah.
wants to, but you are taking that risk for when that rug gets pulled, like the Hawk Tuah coin did. That is your loss.
And
That
the rug is always pulled on the meme coin. So he's right. I mean, you are going to get it pulled.
Well,
Right.
my favorite part about this is that nobody objected to you comparing Trump to the Hawk Tuah girl. That's my favorite part.
This is the perfect scenario. You had one successful that you made a lot of money, one that you lost millions of dollars.
I'm an anarchist. I actually like the Hawk Tuah girl better than anybody that's been president for my entire lifetime. So
So the question is has the Hawk Tuah girl pulled Trump?
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
spit on that thing.
are you asking if she spit on that thing? Chris likes it that I went after Trump.
Oh, Jesus.
I didn't say they should be illegal. I just said that it was, I mean, he looked like, like he was, but the thing I always think about in situations like this is My Cousin Vinny, where he gets arrested for selling commemorative pennies for 1995. That's what it looks like to me. Like Trump's like, buy this penny for 1995.
Well,
like
if I'm going to be
that's the look.
honest, if I'm going to be honest, is it a bad look? Yes. Is it a bad look for a president? Yes, but it's a very low bar.
Sure. Well, right, but I mean that doesn't mean that it's not a bad look. I mean, just because they all suck doesn't mean that you can't judge individual moves whether they suck or not.
Would you do something that is a bad look for $2 million?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, but I also wouldn't run for president because
it doesn't matter. Would you do something that's a bad look for $2 million? You would. Just like
I'd do
most
something that looked terrible for $2 million.
Right.
I do this show every week. I mean,
he does the show for free. Yeah.
Yeah. I pay to do this. It's a terrible look. I don't think I'd do a meme coin dump, but who knows? But
that'd be funny. His would say free meme coin.
Oh, Jesus. I think meme coins are hilarious and nothing of value, and that's why I make fun of them. But anybody that wants to invest in it and you want to take that risk, that's your fault. It's all on you.
All right, well, let's close it up. We did pretty good on time. We went a little late, but add Terry back in here. And thanks for doing this, guys. This was fun. This was some good back and forth. I like that, both Jack and obviously Casey, but Blair too, like you guys have so much out there. Like it was easy to write questions to make it where I thought you guys would have like interesting takes, and you guys over delivered. So thank you for that. You guys were awesome. Jack, what'd you think your first time?
I thought it was great. It was really funny. I don't like the scoring system, though. I don't see how Casey beat me. That makes me feel bad. So I'm not going to get any sleep tonight. So now I don't know what I'm going to do.
Casey did the rug pull on the scores is what he did there. So
His score was a meme coin.
he hawked to it on your score.
Something like that.
Now that was funny. That might have been the funniest thing all night right there.
Blair, what did you think, man?
Look, I'm a big fan. Once I figured out how to log in and actually participate in the comments last week, I started having some real fun with this thing. So it's always a good time. I appreciate you putting on the show. Terry, I appreciate you as the executive director of the show. And, Jack, Casey, it's fun to banter with you guys. I hope none of y'all ever take anything I say personally, because it's not. But I think, once again, I kicked y'all's asses. I don't know.
Did Burn and T just throw up the Tupac West Coast sign?
No, I think he did this instead. So,
in his defense,
thanks for making fun of my disability, Jack.
Oh.
That's real low of your ass right there. Just pick on the disabled. I'm missing a finger and a thumb, and you just came at me. Next thing you're gonna be kicking starving children in Zimbabwe. Damn, he knows no bounds. None.
Hey, we got to redo the score. He went after his handicap. He wins. That's like just a walk-off, like just a mic drop.
But see, he doesn't win, because what you don't know is I lost my fingers by getting shot with a 12 gauge, and he can't claim that fame.
That's true. I've never lost any fingers by getting shot with a 12 gauge.
That took an unexpected turn. There was a rug pull on the goodbyes tonight. We're hawk toing it all over the place right now.
I mean, it was until he decided to kick me over my disabilities. Next thing you know, you're going to talk shit about my pacemaker.
yep.
I'll remember that for next time.
Well, watch. Next week, I'm going to get home and I'm going to see a package at my house. It's going to be a freaking microwave. What type of a sumbitch you invite on here?
Maybe if you stop shooting stuff off, your heart would beat right. I mean, who knows? Yeah.
I didn't shoot it off. I was asleep.
All right, Casey, save me here.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, this was good, guys. This was hilarious. It was probably one of the best nights to laugh, and I needed it this week. So thank you guys. But Jack, glad you adopted and jumped right into this, because sometimes your first round, you got to get a feel for it, but you jumped right in, man. Well done.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Until we get this in the Olympics, I think people are going to be a little confused by the lack of structure, and then none of the rules make sense, and I forget to read them half the time. And there's some problems structurally that we need to work out, but it is a good time. So.
And I want to thank T for recommending me and allowing me to make fun of him.
Always here for you, brother.
Oh, appreciate that too, Blair. That was really nice of you to help out with the show and stuff. Terry, what'd you think? Are you surviving back there?
No, I can't.
What was?
Terry, did you just sneak? Was that a snot Tua?
I'm freaking dying back here, you guys.
Oh my
I am so clipping that, and it's going viral just after the show.
Oh my gosh. He's killing me back here.
Oh my God.
I'm going to hell for sure.
Oh, all right. Well, thanks everybody. And do you guys want to promote anything on the way out? Jack, mention your show again. I'm like, I'm like so confused.
It's just it's so funny, you know. This was really, it was a fun night, I have to say. But I'm the co-host of the Secret America podcast, and just check it out. It's on Rumble. It's on any major podcast station. It's Secret America podcast, and you can follow me on X at America's Outlaw. That's America's with a Z. America's Outlaw. Thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Our pleasure. And Blair, anything?
No, I'm not into self-promotion. You know that.
Okay. And Casey, to you.
I just hear, and I hate the government, and I tell you to not trust the government.
I'm trying to find. All right, so there's Casey, and then there's Burning T, and there's Jack.
It's
So,
funny.
Yeah.
T says he's not into self-promotion as he wears his own T-shirt.
That was a birthday present from my wife, who happens to be watching, and she did a very good job picking that out, getting that made.
It is a nice shirt.
All right. Well, on that note, very
Way to
good.
out.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks for everybody in the comments. Appreciate you. You guys were hilarious too. You guys make the show, and we couldn't do it without you. So appreciate you all, and have a good night, everybody.